Hello everybody, this is Man of Light. I want to share a little story about the last time I went out to my research area. It's more of a walk now because I'm not really supposed to be in there where I'm at, so I have to find another way in, which I did. It's a long walk. Can't drive back to where I'm at anymore. So I can make a long story short, I had all my gear that I have. I had my cell phone, I had my audio recorder, my video recorder. I have a hearing device that I use, 2 hearing devices that I use, and my machete, just in case there's a wild coyote or something back there that's could be a threat to me. Anyway, walking back to the place where I have my offerings and stuff, it's at the edge of the swamp. I was looking around, getting my stuff ready to audio record and video record, and got everything on, and I heard something moving coming out of the swamp, and I looked up, and I guess about, I'm going to estimate 100 foot away maybe, coming out. Something stooped down, and I went to get my camera to videotape it, and the camera was not working. The hearing devices that I had were not working. The audio recorder that I had was not working. My wristwatch was not working. All electronics died. So now I'm looking at this thing. It stands up. I'm 6 foot tall. This thing had to be between 7 and 8 foot tall. Got up and just stood there looking at me. It was a dog man. So now I was curious, but yet again I'm well over 2 miles back in the woods by myself. None of my electronics are working. They all died out. And here I am back here face to face with this dog man. It wasn't trying to charge at me or nothing. It wasn't making a sound. It just kept staring at me. It was moving like back and forth, like if somebody was just teeter-tottering from right leg to left leg and staring at me. So the hair in my arms, back of my neck was on an all-time high, you can imagine. So I started stepping away, sideways, looking at it as I'm walking away. It started walking towards me. I stopped. It stopped. Didn't know what to do at that point. I didn't want to run. I didn't want to startle it. I didn't know what to do. So I sidestepped it still, looking back at it and walking away, and it's following me. It's keeping its distance away, like roughly about 100 foot, I'm going to say, or 90 to 100 foot away from me. Never closed any, got any closer to me at all. And it wasn't walking fast. It was walking about as fast as I was. And then I stopped again and I looked. And it's still there looking at me. Moving its arms like, not in an aggressive way, just moving its arms. Out of the corner of my eye, on the right side, where the swamp goes around, I look and I see a Bigfoot come out of the woods, the swamp there. Comes up on a ledge, and I'm watching it. It's a little closer than the dog man was. And he's looking at me. They're both looking at me now. And then they turned their heads and looked at each other. He was much bigger than the dog man. He was thicker, wider. I'm going to say he went anywhere between 8 to 9 foot tall. What do I do? I've never had anything like this happen to me before. I've had them by themselves, but not coming out together. I didn't know whether they were going to fight or both charge me. I had no clue. So I turned my head and I started walking away, and I can hear him walking now. I turned around. Now, the dog man is side by side of the Bigfoot, about 10 yards in between them. Looking at me, both looking at me, both looking at me. Didn't know what to do, didn't know what to expect from them. But I kind of said I got to try something, so the Bigfoot family back here has a young one. His name is Kevin, is what they told me. And I asked if that was Kevin's family. And they looked at me, and they started to come up with the right arm, like sort of like a wave motion, and then put the arm down right away, and they both looked at each other again. So now I said, well, I got to make a get-go. I got to get out of here. So I'm walking. I'm still watching them. They're following me. They're keeping their distance from each other. Like I said, probably 10 yards in between, side by side. And they're walking the same pace, watching me, looking at me. So this went on for what seemed like it was hours, but it was probably maybe, I'm going to say 5 minutes. But it seemed like it was forever. I finally got to the trail, which leads into that area there. And I picked up my pace a little faster. I looked back, and they're still gone. They're still coming towards me. What do I do? I didn't want to run. I didn't want to startle them, but I was starting to get very hyper. So I walked a little faster, I came to a clearing. I looked back, and they were gone. I looked around. None of my electronics were working at all still. Nothing. Nothing at all. If I had to call somebody, I couldn't call anybody. I couldn't take no pictures, no audio, no video. Nothing. Nothing. My hearing devices were down. My machete and myself, everything else was down. So I got out of there, and I kept looking back as I was walking. I guess about 20 minutes later, when I got back to my vehicle, I got into the vehicle, and I took the earpieces out, and I looked at my watch. The watch started working again, but the time wasn't the same. The time was when it stopped. Time was when it stopped. I tried my audio recorder. That was working. Tried my video recorder. That was all working again. So I don't think they were out to hurt me. I think they were just letting me know that they're there. because they know I can't come back here for a while. But I guess they were happy to see me, maybe. But you know, believe it or not, that's my story about the last time I was out there. They shut everything down on me, though. That was the strange part of it all. But they didn't hurt me. They kept their distance not to get close to me. And they stayed side by side. So the theory about Dogman and Bigfoot don't get along, I got to question that, because I've seen it many times back there. And this was something that was mind-boggling to myself. You know, I do intend to go back there again, but maybe this time I'll bring a friend of mine and see what goes with that. Don't know when that's going to be. Maybe this week. I'm not sure. But my thought process on things now are a little different. A little different. I walked in that area where my cameras are up at, back in there. It's swamp. Where they came out of was swamp. Snakes and everything else back in there. But they know I'm not out to hurt them. They know that I mean well by going back there. I'm just being part of the family of the Bigfoot, and they know me very well. And I do believe that if one of the cryptids accept you, I believe they all do it. That's what I'm seeing back there. I've been back here for a long time now, and I became part of their family. But it just scared me a little bit with seeing Dogman come out first and staring at me. And like I said, was rocking back and forth to the left and right leg. Not a lot, just like a sway type of thing. But anyway, I'm here to bring you this story about what happened last time I was out there. Believe it or not, that's up to you. I know the truth. But I just wanted to share this with you. Man of Light, thank you for your subscribing. And you see the picture you're looking at on the screen here. That's a Bigfoot that I had gotten. He's about 10 foot tall. Last week, the week before, I was back here in one area. So they're there. Again, I thank you for all who have subscribed, share this video, share and like, and thank you for watching. God bless all.